In Kenabres, amid demonic glares, we meet others who the world has ensnared. From wealthy estates to broken homes, we leave no victim to suffer alone. Take your place among friends round the fire, and let the abyss feel our ire.
Alright there, your old mate Yorkie here. Welcoming you back to our evening show with Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Well, we've saved the storyteller from the Blackwing Library, where some cultists were going to try and burn him, and we've saved some knights from there too. We've met sweet young Ember and crazy Ninio, and now we need to take a rest and then head back to the city. Back to the market square, see what we can achieve there. I am, however, on the wrong speakers. There we go. Chatted all we can to them, so let's get some rest. Because we are exhausted. Ninio, are you injured? I'll heal you right away. Don't move your fingers, alright? Otherwise he'll set like that and it look like a chicken's foot. Would it be possible to break all the bones and heal them in such a way as to give my body additional advantages? Girl, wait, hold your magic. I want to try and lengthen my finger bones. Yeah. Enough about that, Ninio. You crazy. Okay, let's not say anything. Okay, out we go. And back to the city. We're 992 rather. Wait, was that right? No, 792. I can't do addition anymore. They can stay. We do need to do Hogger Squirm's place. But first let's make it to the market square, I think. Failed to sneak past.
Yet another obstacle.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Well, he certainly didn't do that, did he?
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Lanzaro, on the other hand, certainly.
I'll cut you wide open. Surrender or else. Attack! Away, you rascal!
That's done. Oh, actually, don't we have Storyteller's Ring? Yeah. +1 luck bonus on all saving throws against fire. You know what? You've already been in the flame. You can have that. our Ember burning alive, do we? Actually, that's no good to me. Wrong direction, I think. There's something up here.
I won't let you hurt
Whoa.
my friends. Too late for apologies. The spirits demand your blood!
Into the fray!
Aliana,
We shall overcome!
nice hit.
Your time is over.
That's him down.
You won't survive me.
I'll hit you! You are today's sacrifice!
You're done.
Do not hold back.
Oh, they've been affected by the blade. All right.
You offend me.
They should be done, but they're not quite.
Endure this!
Now they are. She's possibly going. Oh no, he's running away. That's fine.
You won't stop us. It should work. Is it flawed?
Well, you missed that one.
Strike as one.
Illusionist coming back.
Stand down.
Make every strike count.
Surrender or else. Go for their hearts.
The light! Take you!
You missed, Sealer.
Attack.
Okay, nice. Miss.
Away, you rascal.
That was a nice hit.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Ha! Too late for apologies. I'll cut you wide open.
He's gonna die. He's just got a ability to stay up one more.
Inhibitor, guide my blade!
We shall overcome. Your time is over.
You won't survive me.
Nice. Camellia got a bit of a whack, but I kind of needed to get her in there to stop Ember being hit.
Our path leads on. I am helpful, am I not?
Yeah, pretty much. But you're also a miserable bugger, and I'm not wanting you around my party too much longer. Let me just have a look at a comparison. You're plus 13 triggery, reduced by 1 for the buckler. And Naira, plus 11, reduced by 2 for the chain shirt. Ah. Yeah, there's not much else there. So let's get over here. And cross the bridge we made into other parts of the city.
Did we find trouble? No, they did.
Dear God, how much damage has you taken? -7. Will lesser restoration do? Oh, hang on, we can copy that. It's a meal. We've done Nature of the Divine. Still 3 down. Come on. Alright, she's back up.
Did we step on their toes as well?
Some more centipedes. Let's have a look at info on that. Story told us by spirits, a knight with harrowed hands. Kenabres Medium Alliance Publishing. The demon puts 2 plates on the table in front of me. On each, a bleeding human heart. Look, he says. The right one belongs to a noble and righteous man, a loyal servant of Iomade. The left one is the heart of a murderer and a scoundrel, but something tells me they taste exactly the same. I remain silent and don't move. I couldn't if I tried. One of my hands is pinned to the wide armrest, with a knife thrust to the hilt. The other similarly pinned, helpless to the table. The demon circles and carefully brushes away a strand of hair that's stuck to my forehead. Your silence saddens me. Don't waste your time on this performance, monster, I say, though I have scarcely the energy to breathe. If you wish to torture me, go ahead. If you want to kill me, kill me. My life is in your hands, but my soul is not, and never will be. The hearts on the plate in front of me continue whizzing blood. They've only just been ripped out of their owners' bodies. The right one apparently belonged to my partner, the left to a criminal we were escorting. But the demon, who'd set his lair in the old mill, killed without discrimination. He walks around the armchair and stops behind my back, placing a clawed hand on my shoulder. This is not the performance at all. It's a feast, and I will be sated. No, not with this. He can see my eyes still on the hearts. With you. It's your heart that's in front of me right now. So helpless. The claws on my shoulder tighten a bit. God help me endure. After a moment, the demon continues. You know what you don't understand, you zealous servants of law and good. He seems to like the sound of his own voice. It was you who brought us to your land. The more of you who gather here at the edge of the world wound, so brave, burning with righteous wrath, the more like me you will that will come from the abyss. It's not because we want to win a war and conquer your world. Perhaps our lords want this, but trust me, they are as far removed from their subjects as your lords and kings are from you. No, we come for those like you, for the persistent and proud, who won't break until the end, for those who suffer, for those whose suffering is sweet and lasts for the sweets. He appears in front of me again, licking his lips. I well know that he'll never grant me a quick death. Yeah, that's messed up. Get all of that. Also, I've got a little bit of loot here.
Without a doubt.
We can get across there. Does it do us any good, I wonder?
Forwards.
There's also something making a weird noise out here. Day 29, month Aradus 8, year 4715. The demon invasion transformed all of Kenabres into one great battlefield, but nowhere in the city suffered as much as this square. The place saw the clash of titans, the demon lord Discari, leading his hordes from the abyss, and the dragon Terentlev, the mightiest of the city's defenders, and one of the first to fall. The scene of destruction leaves no doubt as to the battle's outcome. A skilled scout could recreate the course of the battle moment by moment, simply by looking at the ruins, from the chimneys torn down by powerful wings in a sharp dive, to the bloody tracks left behind when the demon dragged away the noble reptile's broken body. But it is no hypothetical scout gazing upon the ruins. It is Eliana Solshade, and she is not alone. The shadow of a strange, barely perceptible presence lingers over this place. Like a gaze untethered from any observer, this mysterious force known to mortal kind silently assesses, judges, and seeks a better way. In an instant, Eliana Solshade is vested with this power and looks at the world with its eyes. The past, present, and future stand before her as a unified whole, an unmoving, multifaceted crystal that would be beautiful were it not for the fractures, blemishes, and flecks marring its splendour. What does she see? In the past, or what past does she, exists the one who wielded the gaze in life. Although the one and life are in opposite terms for eons, the supernatural embodiments of cosmic balance. Rather than who or what, a better word for these entities is how. This eon appeared from outside this world, from the great beyond, to put an end to the intermingling of the planes and destroy the world wound, the chasm disrupting the order of the multiverse. Alas, the visitor from beyond proved too weak for the battle they came to fight. They even failed to finish casting the spell that would have sent Discari back to the abyss. With one swing of his scythe, the demon lord cut the eon down. What present does she see? Ruins, blood, corpses. None of this perturbs the aeon's dispassionate gaze. The living are alive, the dead will be judged by Pharasma. All is as it should be. But the demons circling in the sky or prowling through the streets create a jarring juxtaposition, like splashes of blood red ink on a restrained pencil sketch. They should not be here. The world of mortals is for mortals, the demons placed in the demon world. How sublime the world would be if everything in it knew its place. But even the demons aren't as abhorrent as this sharp-edged, unassuming crystal languishing in the dirt among the bricks and smashed cobblestones. No mortal would notice it, but to the Aeon's eyes, its mere existence is an outrage against universal laws. If the Aeon still existed, they would not stop until the crystal was unmade. But the Aeon is gone, and only their gaze remains. Eliana Solshade picks up the crystal out of the dirt and stows it in her pocket. She is mortal, which means she has the power to decide what to do with it. Receive purple stone knife. What future does she see? Good and evil, chaos and order. Everything is in its lawful place in the multiverse, and is no longer trespassing where it does not belong. Nothing is disrupting the smooth and steady current of the river of souls from life into death and back to life again. Reality, rid of its flaws, is now perfect, and the aeons withdraw to eternally admire its beauty, which will never be threatened again. After allowing the heroine to view the world through their eyes, the little that remained of the destroyed aeon is killed, even appropriate for an entity that is so removed from life and death as we understand them, used up its last vestiges of energy. Now they are ready to disperse into nothingness, unless someone decides to preserve the aeon within themselves. Will the heroine take on this power so that she may again look out the world through another's eyes, or will she allow it to vanish? We'll retain the aeon's power within ourselves for now, at least. The spirit of the aeon dwells out of sight, deep in Eliana Solshade's soul, like a pair of magical spectacles stowed away until the moment when the heroine once again needs to look at the world through another's eyes. Okay. Well, argument here by the look of it. My beloved brother, I admire your zeal, of course, but would you not agree this is hardly the time to be standing guard over a hole that no one will ever emerge from? Or perhaps you're concerned that someone will decide to go for a nighttime stroll and will accidentally fall into it. Such foresight is laudable, but do you really need so many soldiers for such a task? Can't your warriors be put to better use, for instance fighting demons or clearing rubble, while the people trapped beneath it might still be alive? The face of this golden-curled Asimar is beautiful even by the standards of his kind, in whose veins runs the blood of angels. His melodious voice sounds cheerful, but bitter reproach simmers in his gaze. Don't you dare call me brother, heretic! The signs of recent hard fighting are obvious on the stern old man. It's Horun. Yeah, the guy who wanted to give us the third degree when we were injured. His armor and who apparently slew Amber's dad and almost her. His armor is dented and covered in blood, and his unnatural pallor suggests something more dangerous than wounds inflicted by claws and fangs. Nevertheless, his gaze is stony and his voice, accustomed to barking orders, is harsh and clipped. How dare you accuse me of doing nothing to protect the city, especially now when followers of your temple were caught committing treason? To my mind, you are no different than demon worshippers, those miscreants those beasts that are digging under the city walls. They're digging under the city walls while you're here. Go get them. Everyone knows, my dearest prelate, that in your zealous pursuit of order in the city, you have long since forgotten how to tell friend from foe, and good from evil. That's what happened with my adept, whose act of treason was a genuine attempt to save the city. And yet again I am forced to repeat myself. While we are wasting time on pointless quarrels, people are dying under the rubble of our city. People whom we could have saved if you'd only set your soldiers to the task, and not keeping them here, surrounding a useless and utterly harmless hole in the ground. Harmless? Well, if it's on your say-so, then it must mean there's someone down there. Your associates, no doubt, and they're just waiting for us to abandon our post before they slink out and try again, so... The old man notices your approach. And you! I remember you. Yeah, I remember you too, pal. You appeared in my city the day the demons attacked and Tenendlev died. What are you doing here? Answer at once or I'll have you strung up by your ankles before you even know it. Don't think that the demons have wounded me. I still have enough strength to take on 100 of your sort. And what is this hideous creature? Horun peers at Lan with suspicion. Lan at your service? The mongrel ducks his head in a bow. My forebears fought in the First Crusade. I've lived in Kenabres my whole life. You haven't ever seen me before? It must be because you don't ever venture into our underground district. We have been meaning to complain to the city authorities that our paving stones have been in need of repair for a long time. First Crusade, so you're a mongrel. You obviously know human speech, surprisingly well in fact. Alright, let's be off with you. The prelate looks at you. If he causes any trouble, I shall hold you responsible. I'm not his keeper, fool. Come to think of it, You still haven't told me who you are. I'm a crusader. I'm fighting to liberate Kenabres from the demons. A crusader, you say? I'll be looking into that. You obviously don't know to whom you're speaking. I'm the one who decides who's a crusader and who's a traitor in this city. Hulrun Shapok, prelate of Kenabres. Yet I'm well aware of who you are, fool. By the grace of Her Majesty, Queen Galfrey, I'm the city's defender against threats from within and without. And as we can see, you've done such a sterling job of protecting the city. The golden curd Azimar flashes a flinty smile. I am Ramian of Edme, prior of the Temple of Desna, which alas currently lies in ruins. Wise Hulrun here believes it is vital to guard this hole in the ground, from which he is certain demons will emerge at any moment. I have been trying to convince him that the city has far more urgent matters to deal with. For instance, recruiting those currently dying under the rubble. You know what? There may in fact be one matter that is more important than the guarding this hole. I put it off and put it off, and look where that led us. I should have had you hung from the gates back when you dared defend your gang of delinquent demon collaborators. If the Sarkorians had hanged Rilu Vorlish while they had a chance, there would never have been a war. I won't repeat their mistake. I won't hesitate any longer. Soldiers, seize this scum! Prelate, see reason. These are frightening times, but threatening to hang someone without trial? That's unworthy of a servant of Iomedae. The old man fixed his gaze on Seela. Lest you forget, girl, we may serve the same goddess, but you are not an inquisitor. Don't question the way I chose to serve Iomedae, and I won't question yours. See if this light will get him in order. He's an idiot. Behold, Inquisitor, I bear a gift of an angel who died in the caves below Kenabres. I am no enemy of yours. The old man frowns and whispers something, a prayer or a spell. With each word, his face relaxes. You're telling the truth. The light in your hand was wrought by the power of heaven. I will keep an open mind with regard to you, stranger. And later, under less fractious circumstances, I would like to ask you how you came in to receive this gift. But that can wait. Now I must deal with this filth once and for all. What precisely are you accusing Ramian of, Inquisitor? Treason. Not long before the city was attacked, several followers from his temple tried to secretly access the wardstone and perform an unknown ritual over it. Hulrun is trembling with fury. The wardstone of Kenabres, the gift from Iomedae, the bringer of light, wrought by the hands of the herald, the first in the chain. And the followers of that crazy runt of a goddess tried to meddle with it using their magic. After hearing a voice in their dreams, my soldiers almost had them caught when Ramian got in the way, allowing the traitors to go to the ground. And I made a mistake. I didn't have him locked in a cell and interrogated to within an inch of his life. And now the city lies in ruins. It's time to rectify that mistake. I've told you before and I'll tell you again. My people foresaw the attack on the city. They knew the wardstone already carried the seed of corruption within itself, and they were simply trying to heal it. You were told the same thing by the storyteller. I've heard similar claims before. Now where was it? Ah yes, from Staunton Vane, the traitor who brought down Dresden. The lessons of the past have taught us a great deal, and that is why I never believed you or your mob's lies for a second, and I was right. Don't lay a finger on him, or you'll have to deal with me. The Asimar holds up his hands in a placating gesture. Stop! You are the defenders of what remains of Kenabres. Can't you think of anything better to do than be at each other's throats in the ruins of the city? Ramian looks at the prelate. You're a fool, Hulrun. You're a zealot and a murderer, but most of all, you're a fool. And I told you that the wardstone was weakened. You wouldn't listen. I warned you that the city was going to be attacked. You shooed me away. The truth is that my young adepts were trying to save the wardstone, and you stopped them. Of course, those truly responsible for the tragedy are the demons, but you have done nothing to prevent it. And now you would still rather kill an innocent person and perish yourself than admit you were wrong, as always. With a wave of his wand, the Asimar vanishes. He fled, the heretic. He's no doubt expecting me to rush off in pursuit, but that won't work on me. Ulrun turns his attention to you. What about you? If you truly have been marked for the gift of heaven, this is your chance to save the city. Go and bring back the filthy traitor. I'm almost certain that he and his cronies were helping the demons, either knowingly or unknowingly. Their attempt to bewitch the Wardstone is clear proof. Ramian must be captured. I see you've suffered greatly in battle, Prelate. Ulrun. Nonsense, I had to deal with a brood of Nabathus. It was nothing. I've taken on worse enemies with the goddess's help. Nabathus, also known as death demons, have the ability to drain their victim's life force. Judging by Ulrun's pallor, he has lost a significant amount of his energy. The Inquisitor can bluster as much as he wants, but right now, he's far from the peak of his abilities. Why are you obsessed with finding enemies everywhere you look? Why? You must not be from these parts, or you wouldn't have asked such a question. I look for enemies everywhere because our enemies are everywhere. We are at war. Who are we at war with? Demons. Demons and cultists. They're masters of deceptions. They worm their way into your favour and masquerade in all manner of false guises. Do you think Dresden was taken by force? No, by trickery. I know it was. Were it not for me, Kenabres would have gone the same way, long ago, captured out from under our noses. Now listen to what I'm about to tell you. This was a long time ago. I was very young, and then I had just joined the Crusade. Back then, Kenabres didn't have a garrison so much as a public thoroughfare. Anyone who wanted could just stroll through the city. One day, at dawn, a group of refugees came up to the city gates, bold as brass. The guards let them in, and why not? For no one was ever turned away. It was no matter. Everyone was welcome in our city. If you came from Mendev, or if you'd hauled your way here from across the seas, the Crusade accepted all and sundry. On this occasion, we paid dearly for our laxity. Just as soon as those innocent lambs entered the city, they transformed into demons, rushed toward the Wardstone, slaughtering everyone who tried to stop them. 62 people died in less than a minute. The demons used their mutilated corpses to desecrate the obelisk. None of them dared go near it. The light of the goddess burned them all, so they threw the blood from afar, spattering the Wardstone from every direction. And the lead demon, an eyeless beast, Minago is her name, jeered and gloated, saying we mortals had been sitting ducks, and the creature was right too. We let our guard down, and we got what we deserved. The bloodbath came to be known as the Red Morning Massacre. I've heard of it. And it was burned into the townsfolk's memories. Since then, Kenabres has adopted different practices. Heretics, cultists, spies, all the rabble who coveted Rilu's glory. We drove them all out of the city. You didn't even spot the Ivory Labyrinth. Or the ones who were nested with the Watch. We haven't had any trouble here since. Many have come here, even their Baal or Karamzadar, and they have all been sent straight back where they came from, or else they were killed for their trouble. You see, Descari himself had to crawl out of the abyss and come here. The goddess curse him, in order to break through our defences. And what did he do? He left again, and we're still fighting. Now that is what vigilance and discipline can do. Ramian really warned you about the attack. Those crazed deadlings were always bursting into my study with their incoherent prophecies that came to them from dreams. I won't lie, sometimes what they said came to pass, but can we really rely on woolly dreams over heretics? Over the cold hard facts of intelligence reports? Plenty of demons could have easily fooled them and whispered a treasonous plan in their dreams, and those lunatics would have been only too happy to listen. Yeah, maybe you should have investigated anyway. This time, Mr. Curls for Brains came to me and declared that demons were about to attack the city, and that the Wardstone's power was diminished by some kind of contamination or taint. Iomedae, forgive me for even repeating the words, but it was true. After uttering such blasphemy, he should have been locked up along with his followers and interrogated, but instead I simply increased the surveillance on them. And what next? My people caught them red-handed trying to attack the Wardstone with unknown magic. I mean, trying anything they could to solve it. My people caught them red... Oh. And not 3 days later, the demons attacked the city, as you were told. There's an obvious connection between these events. Yes, they apparently saw them in dreams and told you about it. Whether deliberately or under demonic influence, the Desdens played right into the hands of discarded hordes, and they almost left the city completely defenseless. That's your doing. Remian covered for his people the whole time, and helped them escape my guards. After that, what else can he do but be a traitor and heretic? I'll go talk to someone else. Let's go talk to Ramian. Where is he? How should I know? The weasel can't have gone far. He turned invisible. He's probably hunkered down in some hole like the traitorous little rat he is. And he'll be sitting, trembling and waiting till he's dragged out here. You know, there is nothing dangerous in that hole. You have no reason to guard it. We've cleared it out. You told me yourself that you received a light-bringing gift from the angel who perished in the caves below our feet. It's no secret that those passages are teeming with dangerous creatures. Well, they were. And there's a water elemental you might want to take care of. That could kill anyone, even a warrior of heaven. Demons, demonic offering, love roaming around underground. That's why we'll be keeping an eye on this hole. If the beasts decide to attack from here, we'll be ready for them. What about the ones that are scattered all through the city, you fool? Alright, I have to go. Go on then if you have to. It'd be good if you could return with the head of that scum. Ember peers intently at Holrun. I remember you. My father and I arrived in the city. You met us. What is this gibberish? As if I have nothing better to do than arrange meetings with vagrants. But it's true. You and the other knights tied us to stakes and started lighting the bonfire. Father died and then one of your knights changed his mind and pulled me from the flames. But then he died too. Don't you remember? If you were burned, then it was with good reason. You say some traitor helped you escape from the fire? That is a crime in itself, which means you have been evading justice in all these years. If it weren't for the invasion, I would review your case and see that your sentence was finally fulfilled. You're lucky that we have more important matters to deal with right now. Yeah, so are you, mate. He didn't look the way he does now, all wrinkled and grey. He was young, with a big moustache. Ember smiles broadly and draws a large bussy moustache in the air with her finger. He probably forgot all about me. It was such a long time ago. But I do want to say one thing. I'm not cross with him. This knight is a true hero. He just really, really wanted to protect his city. Only he got all mixed up about who was good and who was evil. You forgive him after what he did to you. He thought he was doing what was right. How do we know? Maybe you've done something thinking it was a good thing, but you were really doing a bad thing that hurt someone. But what if I've done the same? You can't get angry at people for making mistakes when you might be no better than them. He doesn't want to ask forgiveness. There's no point in even broaching it. Let's go, Ember. Yes, let's go. Bye-bye, kind knight. He's not a kind knight. She waves to Holrun with a carefree smile. Holrun grimaces and turns away. The dirt trap beneath Mongrel's claws suggests that he was climbing. Or, climbing, clinging to the walls. Okay.
Can't hide from me.
Something in the wall? Midnight bolt?
We march ahead.
And we have enemies here.
I heed the voice of the spirits. I stand ready.
Let's toss some grease down.
Yet another obstacle.
Operane sentence.
The world in crimson.
Operane sentence.
I'll just sit here.
Sealer's down.
Don't worry about me.
This pain is
Yeah, she's
excruciating.
almost down. These two are out at the moment. Just one left, and he's down. Well, the dretch has caused us some hassle there, but not too bad. It's hard to believe this place recently held a bustling and festive market. Let's get off of that. That's Sealer.
I'll watch your back.
Matricium Turinos.
Right. $18, $21, $27 is good. And you are on 3 out of 31, so you need 28 gained. 16, nice. 24, 7 left. 31.
Our path leads on.
Is this someone's around here. Oh, that's another one of them guys. Watch it, watch it, what are you goons doing? You'll bloody crush me. The young tiefling lies trapped in a collapsed section of tunnel. Another 2 tieflings scramble around, trying in vain to free him from the rubble. Quit whining. Hey, alarm, someone's coming. Maybe she'll help us. Wise up, would you? Before you get us killed. Let's make a run for it while we still can. No, come on, don't leave me. I'll die here. I'll help pull him out from the rubble. You easily clear the rubble and free the trapped tiefling. Performed an action that was good. I'm alive, and all in one piece, give or take. Thank you. I'll remember your kindness for the rest of my life. Free tiefling turns to his companions. And you 2 clowns, I don't want to hear a word about you. Get into the tunnel now. 1 trip just to the Grey Garrison and back. Don't be a coward. It's not going to collapse. Go, or else we came all this way for nothing. That ended well, didn't it? None of that talk. No, not now. Talk later, sorry. The tiefling eyes you and elbows his chatty companion in the ribs, causing him to double over in pain. Sounds suspicious to me. Come clean, who are you? Alright, don't hurt us. People call us the tieflings. Yeah, we've got one of them in our companions. Well, we kind of skirt around the edge of the law. That's how we make our living. Some say some tyrant bans books that show stuff he don't like, or fancy curing wine he don't drink. Is it wrong if we step in and fill the gap of the market? If there's a demand for it, someone's going to sell it. Don't go thinking that we're gangsters or anything. Our only concern is making the lives of citizens... No, it's making money, let's be honest, but I'm not against that. For a little coin. People in the city can't even breathe without breaking some stupid regulation or restriction. Take this tunnel that collapsed on top of our friend, for instance. It leads straight to the Grey Garrison. Thanks to it, any soldier whose throat feeling a little dry, or who's needing some nighttime reading material, we can get all the things for him that his heartless superiors refuse to. We're providing a public service. I mean, that's a bit of an overstatement, but I don't mind what you're doing. I helped you. Now you can help me. Commander Terabade, save Kenabres. The militia needs people with various skills, even ones as unusual as yours. You what? Are you blind or anything? The tiefling points at his horns and his tail. Know what people call us? A real spawn, and that's one of the nicer nicknames. Crusades and tieflings don't mix, we'll be torched on sight. Whoa, whoa, Terabed from the Eagle Watch. Lads, we have to help her. She's one of the only big shots in the town that actually treat us with any decency. Why should we risk our necks for the Crusaders? Because Irabeth risked her neck for ours. She saved me from that creep Hull run. She saved my neck from that creep Hull run. Yanked me straight out of the torture chamber. Only a worthless Torag would refuse to help her out after that. Nah. I'm not listening to any more of this. The tiefling makes a show of covering his ears. You do what you want, I'm heading for the River Kingdoms. Go on then, I'm going with the Crusaders, and I'm going to round up the others to help. The tiefling smirks. We've made some good money on the city at Beard's Tame to surrender our meal tickets to the demons. But enough yammering, so long. So, it looks like we've got the help of the tieflings. Nice. Oh, and we've got a level. Level 4 Sorceress. We'll get that one for now, for our charm. Law, religion, and persuasion. I think I get the pit. Sealer. Level 4 Paladin. Increase your charisma. And you get mobility, knowledge world, and persuasion. You Dex up to +5. Evil Eye can be useful. Lan, we don't need you on that any longer. And we do need a healer. So I think it's time you became a cleric. Just not sure which one to use. Or I could go druid. Now druid kind of means sacrificing a healer, doesn't it? But it does give you a pet. Just not entirely sure of the wisdom of not having a healer. Ember can do some healing. Maybe we make sure Ember's got all the healing spells. Sometimes children are born in the darkest out, no. Primal. On their spiritual, magical connection to nature, nature's largest creatures, especially dinosaurs and megafauna, revering these massive creatures as living relics of a primeval time when all creatures are more in harmony with nature. Now, what are we losing there? Resist nature's lure, and lose nature sense. The animal companions there. Primal Druid adds enlarged person to their list of class spells. That's a useful one. Also channels stored any spell energy to cast a spell without preparing it. She can lose a prepared spell of first level or higher to enlarge a person. Dates level +4 strength and constitution. Okay, and it gets better as you go on. But see now, transforming into a leopard, that's not going to be useful. What about a Drovia? Yeah, they don't get to wild shift, which is okay, because I don't think that's all that useful. You get communal aspects, you get various communal aspects. And you get an animal companion. And he's from down the caves. It might make more sense for him to be that. I think we're going to do that. And we can just boost wisdom because as an archer level 3, wisdom can replace dexterity anyway. Don't need a riding dog. Give him a wolf, maybe? Dire Bear's got good attacks. Dire Boar's got attack if it hits, makes the enemy bleed 1d6 damage each round. At 7th level, isn't... Okay, it can do poison. The horse, the leopard. The leopard deals an additional 1d6 precision damage to flat-footed or flanked targets. I think I like that. Trip is good, though. Do I go trip? Or do I give them lots of attacks? Whenever a riding dog successfully trips an enemy, that enemy receives an additional -2 penalty to AC for 1 round. Okay. They've changed these some. Velociraptor can move through threatened areas without provoking attacks. What does scent do? Creature with this ability can detect unseen foes within a certain radius using its sense of smell. That's nice. Roll gains +2 bonus damage on rolls against prone targets. You know what? I think I'm going to give him a wolf. And given you're going to be one of the front lines, I want you to have bulwark. Give him perception. And athletics, I guess. What else? Do we have a dodge available? Die Hard could be good. Give it dodge though for AC. I think he'd like Rascal with Plan. Now our kineticist. Dexterity. Trickery and stealth. What's going to give her... I don't need stealth. Will. Hit points and persuasion. Law nature. Knowledge world. Initiative. Let's give her a hair. An ember. Sweet little ember, my stigmatized witch. Definitely Arcana. I don't need you to do law religion. So Lan, Naira, Ember. Is that Naira? Someone. Might be Sealer actually. Don't really have that yet, but we can get it later. Me. Lan and others. Sealer and me. And then... Oh, you've already got sleep. Alright, let's get Evil Eye. If you're going to be a main healer, I need you to have the cures.
I'll hit
They
you!
will break against our resolve.
He's down. Right. Actually, do you still have levels to gain? No, because you've only just gained it, haven't you? What is that? Half plate +1. 9 versus 7. You lose a dexterity bonus, but you're not really using it, so fair enough. It is +1 AC overall.
I will guide us.
Actually, let's keep going this way. More stuff.
Without a doubt.
Judging by the size of the bloodstain, the body of something truly enormous was dragged over these stones to Endlib, most likely. Yeah, I think we know that. Who's this? Count Arenday's servant. Thank the gods I found someone who isn't fleeing in a panic. Are you Crusaders mercenaries? The comely half-elf is so frightened he can barely get his words out. I'm a servant of Count Darren Kenabres Arenday. My lord's mansion is under attack by demons. The master himself and all his guests are trapped inside, and the house guards are nowhere to be found. I managed to escape through the servants' passage to look for help. Will you help me? The mansion's only a stone's throw away on the next street over. He meets your gaze with pleading eyes. Count Arenday. I've seen him a few times before, from afar. He looked highly audacious. I confess that he did capture my attention. But that's neither here nor there. We should help him. The gratitude of a rich and influential man can only benefit us. Oh, never mind him being rich and influential, we should help him anyway. Either way. You have heard about the Arenday family before. This wealthy and noble Mendevian dynasty was almost wiped out by demons more than 10 years ago. The last surviving member of the family, the young Count Darren, has an infamous reputation. He's well known for being a rake and a rogue. I don't mind that so much. Misfortune continues as a doghouse, Arenday, I see. The servant cringes. You're telling me? Everyone tried to talk me out of taking up the position, saying it can't have just been bad luck that brought tragedy down on the family, and almost killed off the line. But I just reasoned that since my master was the only one to survive the calamity, that many must be blessed by fate and the powers of the good. The pay was nothing to sniff at either. Yeah, that's more like it. The servant cast his eyes around the street. I should have listened to people smarter than me and gone to work somewhere else, preferably far away from Kenabres. Tell me more about what happened. I'll tell you what I can. I was working from dusk till dawn and back to dusk again, serving guests at the Count's banquet. When the other servants came and relieved me of my post, I went to sleep. Next thing I know, I wake up and there's demons inside the mansion. I couldn't even reach the Count. The monster had blocked the way. The Count's banquet was still going on. He and his guests were in a great hall. As far as I could tell, the door of the room was sealed, and the demons couldn't get in. I'm begging you, hurry. The mansion's doors are sturdily built. The demons will have to work hard to get past them. So you'll have time to rescue the people inside. I'm not going to be mercenary like that. Alright, I'll help. Where's the master's house? It's not far at all. You're better off entering from the next street over, through the passage I used to get out. Help, I'm begging you. I hate to think of the Count, what the Count will do if I don't bring back help. Well, that doesn't sound very good. Let's go sort him out right now. There's the Arenday party house. Worm Manor as well. Let's go to Arenday's place and then we'll go to Gwyrm. Actually, before I do, let's make sure that we've got things where they need to be. You should be in front.
Save the last one for me.
Got him. And yeah, he really has been overrun by demons, huh? Well, we'll sort them out for him. Well, this looks like a fun party, doesn't it? And it stopped being fun. Wonderful. Now brace yourself.
It is not an option.
Naira?
You offend me. You won't stop us.
Well, he's trying. I don't think it's going to work, but... Taranka.
Endure this!
Actually. Oh, I haven't rested, so I can't use that. That's Darren. Rascal's down. Wow. They didn't last long, did they?
Stand down.
Oh, she's in the thing. Yeah, land's also affected by the smoke, the stink. Alright, that puts him down.
No glory without risk.
Another noble. You can't do anything. Ember. Try and sleep that thing. She did.
The spirits demand your blood.
Okay, it's cleared up. Lan, you're still out of it.
Do not hold back.
That's another 10. Drunk nobles now. It's a lousy roll there, Sealer. Now they're still out of it.
Surrender or else. You are today's sacrifice.
Land's still out of it. What, the Abracindale or something? Oh, that's Cambion Wizard, sorry.
Strike as one.
Missed.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
You could try hitting Sealer. Now they're still out of it. Ember.
Too late for apologies. Go for their hearts.
Land's still out of it, of course.
Attack.
That didn't work out too good for us. Nida's out of it. Ember.
I'll hit you!
No, you won't. Not like that.
I'll cut you wide open!
Come on, Lan, snap out of it.
Body, teeth.
Ow.
We shall overcome!
That's number 4. It's down to 8 health.
Am I at my limit?
Very close. Oh, Naira, come on.
You won't stop us. The spirits demand your blood!
Well, that was 5. It's down to 33. Noble down. Aranka. Lan, will you please... Hang on. Why can't he fire? Oh well. Ow.
How it feels.
She's down.
Do not hold back.
Well, I got 2 points of damage done. Okay.
Into the fray. No glory without risk.
Away, you rascal!
You missed, you fool.
Surrender, or else!
Make every strike count.
Gambian Wizard's down. Dretch is down.
Strike as one!
Ow.
The light take you.
Your time is over.
You can't do anything to him, can you, like that? No. But you can take his attack rolls out. For 1 turn at least.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
That was bad.
Into the fray.
I'm picking Dalo up.
You offend me.
That's a musician.
You won't survive me.
This bugger's refusing to go down.
The inheritor, guide my blade.
Stand down.
Try some of this.
Go.
Let's not go overcoming it. It's tough for this level, I guess.
Endure this!
Let's put a bless on.
This will leave a bruise.
Yeah, a little bit.
The light, take you!
Away, you rascal!
Let's see about putting you down. Take him out for a minute.
Make every strike count.
Okay, that was another 15. It's down to 16 now. Now it's down to 12. He's fallen.
Did I mess up again?
Yeah, you did.
Your time is over. Too late for apologies.
Okay, that's down. Got him. Now let's get some healing on. Seven, 10, come on, better than that. 19, use one of these. 34, 40. You can use one of these too. 18, 29, 32, that's good enough. Alright, let's grab a word with Darren, shall we?
Greetings, valiant stranger who has just burst into my life. I am the master of this house, Count Daron Kale, myriad mellifluous monikers Arunde. No need to introduce yourself. I find remembering insignificant details, such as the name of passing acquaintances, such a bore.
Arrogant lad.
Wow. Bona fide blue bloods and unparalleled aristocracy. All this makes me itch to do something really crass. Ooh, like blow my nose on the curtains.
What are you waiting for, my squamous squire? The curtains in this room are velvet, but we have some excellent silk ones with gold thread elsewhere in the house. Take your pick. My soft furnishings are yours to do with as you wish.
He really don't
I'm
give a
quite
crap,
sick
does
of
he?
the place, truly. I shall either sell it or burn it to the ground and build a new mansion in its place. Now that we've finished with the niceties, tell me this. How did all those thrice-damned demons end up at my soiree?
You're not aware. Kenabres lies in ruins. Descari killed Terendlev. The Wardsum's been captured, and you're asking me why demons gate crash your party?
Kenabres in ruins. Descari. Well, 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 and I was already lamenting the lack of excitement at my little banquet. Although it must have been tolerable enough if we didn't get notice of a great hulking demon attacking a dragon just outside the window. It seems as though Discari's occasion was altogether more of a crush than mine, if you will pardon the pun.
You really don't care, do you? But I don't get the feeling that you're nasty with that don't care. I get the feeling that you're arrogant. You might be useful, let's see. Should I know about your Count, apart from the fact that you're high-born and very rich and a bit of a sod?
As a child, I had my very own pony, but I always dreamed of having a lamb. I was never allowed one. Sheep were seen as peasant animals, utterly unsuitable for the scion of a noble line. The trauma haunts me to this day. I think of it every time I have roast lamb for dinner.
I'm sorry that happened to you. Such a sad story.
I don't think it's true, Ember.
I had not even the slightest intention of upsetting such a lovely child.
So he does have a heart to
I'm
some
not
degree.
lovely. Some people have even called me a scarecrow before.
That's patently absurd. Why, you can't possibly be a scarecrow with a crow following you around.
He does have a point.
I'm sorry if I failed to sate your curiosity. I loathe talking about myself to people I don't know, even more to those I do know. The only thing worth knowing, aside from the fact that I am highborn and filthy rich, is that I dislike Puritans and demons in equal measure.
Okay.
Well, perhaps demons a tad more.
You don't seem very concerned for the city's fate.
I have no friends here whose untimely demise I would care to mourn. The only alarming thing is how easily all this happened. I don't care for the thought that demons could come calling at my door at any moment. And just think, everyone had so much faith in the wardstones gifted by Iomede's herald, and in the might of our tamed dragon, as if there had been no Dresden or a dozen other routes where the demons overcame every defense.
You do have a point, and if you've got to hate them with demons, if you've got any useful skills, we'll listen to you.
The Orendes are one of the most ancient and noble families in Mendiv. They are related by blood to Queen Galfrey herself.
Interesting contact.
Count is the last remaining member of his dynasty. The rest all perished around 10 years ago. In the tragedy at the family seat, Heaven's Edge, the demons got past the defenses and massacred everyone inside.
I thank you for providing your friend with that helpful summary, my lady. I believe I've seen you before, with that hilarious buffoon Horgus Gwyrm. I sincerely hope you are not engaged in any kind of sordid arrangement with him. The thought of something so splendid in proximity to something so grotesque makes me feel quite ill.
You know, your arrogance could be fun.
A better fate than that, no doubt.
Your civility knows no bounds, Count. I most assuredly do not have any arrangement with Master Gwyrm.
As Camellia speaks, hints of carefully suppressed irritation slip into her voice. I'm not going to demand payment. You can go to the Defender's Heart. It's under protection of Rebecca Abade and the Eagle Watch.
I thank you for the invitation, but I am not quite as desperate as I may seem. At times, it is better to be surrounded by the repugnant mugs of demons than the sour and dour physiognomies of Iomede's righteous paladins.
What about my physiognomy? Sour enough for his lordship? Don't worry, another few minutes with the dazzling Count here, and it'll sour like week-old milk.
What's this? An attractive paladin with a sense of humor? You're a veritable walking scandal.
She is, isn't she?
Either way, my mansion is now safe. I have a pair of half-decent guards. I just need to drag them out of the storeroom and bring them to their senses. I ordered them to drink a love potion, you see? For reasons which seemed extremely witty at the time and in the state of inebriation I then found myself in. They can guard the house while the valorous paladins beat back the demon assault. They will beat them back, yes?
Quite possibly.
As regards myself, I feel like stretching my legs. I know rudimentary divine spells, I am no friend to demons, and I elevate any society that I deign to grace with my presence. I shall accompany you. Only for a short time, of course. I have no desire to remain at the vanguard for a protracted period. What say you, my ephemeral but highly diverting acquaintance? After all, Lord Descari spoiled my party. I now burn with the desire to spoil his.
Thoughts, anyone?
I don't like this guy much at all. Not even because of his personality, but just... I sense something dark about him.
He's certainly got a dispassionate air to him. I agree with that, Sealer.
I guess thumping him one next time he comes out with more aristocratic witterings is not allowed? All the more reason to take him with us. If we don't kill him, the demons surely will.
I suppose that's a fair point, Lan.
He has all these friends at his party, and he still looks so lonely. We can take him with us. Maybe it will make him feel better?
It's a thought.
The Count's presence can only benefit us. I think we should say yes.
I'm less likely to listen to you, but...
He doesn't look like a whiner, and he can hold his own, so he won't be dead weight.
Alright, then join us.
Capital. Good acquaintances that begin and end at just the right moment often leave the most pleasant memories. Wouldn't you say?
Indeed. But right now, we're full, and I have to go to August Worm's place.
This was simple enough.
The intricate patterns on the harp depict the stars, moon, and butterflies, the hallmarks of Desna.
Damn! It's
And
just
she
not
failed
my
that.
lucky day.
Portrait with a piteous-looking female knight wearing a crown.
Forwards.
See what she's got to say. Thank you, stranger. The young woman does not look at the least bit scared. Her cheeks are flushed and her blue eyes are glittering. For saving us from the demons and for your timely entrance, I swear. I don't know who's enraged me more today, the demons or the oh-so-affable master of the house. Tell me about yourself. I'm a bard. What else? I only arrived in Kenabres recently. I'm touring the whole of Mendev, and far beyond its borders for my devoted fans. A bard? That's great. I love singing. Will you sing me a song? Aranka smiles. Sorry, I don't think this is a good time for a long, sweeping epic, but I will gladly sing for you some other time. What can you tell me about the master of the house? About the Count? Her voice drops to a whisper. I've wanted to smash a jug over his head for about 5 times today. He just brings that feeling out in people. It's one of his many talents. Other than that, well, you've probably already heard about the Arendelle family. All I can say is that the Count's servants flee the place like rats from a sinking ship. No one ever stays here long, even though he pays them extravagantly. I even heard one servant complain that he always feels uneasy in the Count's home, like someone who's watching him. Unseen eyes staring at the back of his head, and if his back is to the wall, even if he turns around, I don't know. I believe all these tales. I don't know if I can believe all these tales, but I'm just telling you what I heard. All right, can you get somewhere safe on your own? I'm going to stick around here for a while. I'm sure you must have killed or scared off most of the demons. Then I have to go. May Desna be with you, stranger. Right.
Thanks, Lan. You're so awesome, Lan.
Well done, Lan.
The mongrel did it.
Yep. And out we go. I'll go to Gwern, but I think I'll leave the other two for some other time. I want to go to Gwern because I want to drop her off. Oh, there you are, at last. You certainly took your time. I thought perhaps you got lost and you were here. I was already regretting not drawing you a map. August's relief is palpable, even through his grousing. It's a tragedy to see one's house in such a sorry state, and I always had a few guards in my service, you know. I hope those blockheads died horribly, and didn't simply flee at the first sign of danger. August turns toward the corridor with a pensive expression on his face. My money, you see, contains several items that are of great value to me. I wish to retrieve them before they are discovered by my fellow citizens, who, in the current state chaos, seem to have taken to thieving and marauding like ducks to water. Yeah, they tend to do that. So here's what I want you to do. Take a stroll through my house, peek into the rooms, and if you find someone, kill them on the spot. That'll teach any other opportunities stay away from Holger Squirm's manor. While I'm standing there, by the entrance, I could clearly hear the sound of someone rooting around inside. Any possessions of mine you find in there, you can keep. Alright. It's all as good as lost to me anyway. When you're sure the house is empty, you give me a signal from the study window. Wave a torch around or something like that. You can decide when you get there. What are these valuable items that they're worth risking your life going back to the manor? Never you mind. I'm paying you to clear out the ruffians inside, not ask questions. August glares at you for a few seconds before dropping his gaze. In any case, you'll learn what this is all about just as soon as you clear the way to my study for me. Intriguing. So restrain your curiosity for now. You're sad about your things. Because of them you want us to kill people. Don't lecture me about right and wrong. If it gives you some comfort, let me assure you that marauders are not innocent little lambs, far from it. They'll gladly kill you to get their hands on my possessions, mark my words. Of course you're not coming in with us, I don't even need to ask that. Alright, I understand. Well, get on with it. Yep. Most likely we've got demon worshippers and so on, given the state of Kenabres right now.
They choose to stand against me?
We have demons, let alone demon worshippers.
Contemplate on your mistakes. I hope you appreciate this. Ahead.
We got a sickle. Sickle of Falter, enhancement +1 finesse wielding, which is definitely useful. I don't think we're going to be using it, but I mean, it might do. You never know. Chains, handcuffs, shackles, a collection survival of prisons. Okay, where you got that, August? Set of collars of various sizes. A box full of a variety of whips and flog. You're a kinky dude. You don't use floggers for torture usually.
Leads on.
That's for fun play. Alright, August, you're a bit of a kinky dude. I can live with that. Nothing wrong with it. Got another meal. Or recipe, I should say, I suppose. Read that. Read that. Ah, there. Onion soup. Now, I don't think
You're a
I've
good
got your
person.
Oh, you
I
should be on
like
that.
you.
You're out.
The world is full of wonder.
And you're out. There you go.
I will guide us.
Well, let's back out to the hallway. Let's see what's in here. It's like a library of some kind. And it is.
You've crossed the
Come
wrong
at me. I
mongrel.
dare you.
Oh! That's a conjurer.
You offend me.
You won't survive me.
Attack!
He was a bit more meaty, but the conjurer couldn't get his belt off. That's the main thing. Three books, one repeated. In Search of Joy, Confessions of a Heretic. I take a deep breath and stand still. I long to absorb every moment of joy, inhale the evaporation of someone else's soul from their thickening blood. The border between reality and dream fades. It seems as if everyone beyond the wall can hear throbbing in my head, but it's only my fancy. A ringing silence fills the room. The fifth sacrifice has been made. My mistress, the most beautiful of goddesses, will be happy. I will take care of everything. Fragrant flowers cut at the climax of their beauty, and now a part of a masterpiece which is worthy of Shelley herself. So what if the narrow-minded priest rejected me and my gift? I serve the never-fading rose herself, not the worms that bite into her stem and suck at her life-giving juices. It won't be long now before I finish my job. I've already found the material. Her eyes are grey and her hair is dark blonde. She is fading into the dirt. I will rewrite her destiny. Oh, damn. That was one of them. Oh, it was the second copy of On the Nature of Divine. Well, we've got Cooking Almanac. It is perhaps Avistan's most popular dish. In the capital of Chiliax, it is baked in a cheese crust and sprinkled with lemon juice. The local fishermen use a different cooking method in Kadira, which is on the opposite end of Avistan. There you will find it finely chopped and minced cold ingredients. The exact origin of the dish remains unknown, but it is generally believed to have been invented in Andorran and spread around the globe by seafarers and pilgrims. It's served as plain pâté in its most basic version. To prepare it, soak the herring in spiced marinade, then mince it into a spreadable paste, and a mashed tart green apple, hard-boiled quail eggs, the freshest butter you can find, and half an onion. The list of ingredients may vary in the inland regions. In the region of Nirmathas, beef and lamb is used in this snack. I once tasted a highly original and equally highly disgusting version, cooked with milk and mushrooms on the border of Ruma. Fair enough then. And that was Crusades Seen by Ordinary Folk. A story recorded by Tullius Marat from the words of Warren, a peasant from the village of Darkfords. Want to know why they call old gentry the Crusader? This is what happened. Ogar the Firma died, leaving 3 sons. The 2 older ones divided the land and lived their lives. And Gentry, the youngest one, was a square peg in a round hole, as they say. He only knew how to bask under a tree and eat pies. What was he to do? Where could he apply himself? So he got a rusty old sword from the blacksmith's backyard, mounted his skinny horse and rode off over the hills and far away. Sooner or later he came to a castle. Inside it there was a knight's wife, sitting around waiting for her husband to return from the crusades. So our gentry sat down next to her, saying, "Fair lady, your husband is a great man, and you deserve all compassion. I am a crusader myself, and used to fight the horrible spawn of the world wound." And so on he rambled. He sat behind the stone walls for a month, gained 10 pounds, became even more well-groomed, and in the end looked like a baron. But he grew bored of the knight's wife. She was always pale and sad and cried for days, praying to Sarenrae. So Gentry waved her goodbye and went on his way. He rode and rode, saw a mill on a river, and a miller's wife, rosy cheeks, plump as a partridge. Our Gentry cozied up to her, saying, "Lady Miller's wife, does your husband happen to be home?" "No, my good sir, last year the Fae dragged him into the river," she said. So Gentry invited himself to stay at the mill. He lay on a soft bed, eating pies, drinking beer, and walking around the village. He had some nerve. Told everyone at the village tavern what a seasoned crusader he was. He feared no demon and poised to show them what's what. Promised to show them what's what. I can't read today. So one moonlit night, when he was huffing and puffing at the window, he felt her grabbing his back so strongly that he couldn't stand it. He looked down, and there she was, a crone, horrible, like a skeleton, with a crooked nose, eyes like embers, a hollow stomach, ribs sticking out, and claws instead of nails, stinking of ripened grave. Try as he might, Gentry couldn't get away. The crone held him tight, hissing, "Where are you going, my sweet crusader? Come on, put your bun in my oven." And she stuck out her long tongue and licked her rotten teeth. Somehow Gentry wiggled away, leaving plenty of his skin and meat on her claws. He ran from the mill in a panic, ran all the way to the village, naked and bleeding. So he's running and yelling, "Demons! Demons!" Well, the locals gathered with their axes and pitchforks and came to the mill, but it was empty. The crone was gone. They did find an ugly corpse in the basement, though. They knew it was the miller's wife by her hair and clothes. That's when Gentry lost his mind. Now he sits under his brother's windows, staring into the distance, saying, "The demons are coming, the demons are coming." That's the only thing he'll say. Yeah, I can see that might mess you up a little bit. Next bookshelf. Let's see, we've got Secret Overlords, the Essence of the World Order. Until recently, we knew this world as it was described in books and stories, a sewer torn apart by hyenas that separate us from with nations and borders, oppress us with extortion and lies, and assert their authority and power. However, someone else's hand rules these slaves, who act like masters. It is a threat far more intimidating than a handful of arrogant fools. Our lands are secretly ruled by the most ancient creatures of Golarion, the inhabitants of the ever-dark depths, who know both past and future. People are led along paths they cannot see, and do not have the power to leave, to an end known only to the hidden masters. Some insist that the signs are purely coincidental, but they point to a vast conspiracy. Only a fool can fail to see how the myriad coincidences weave into a great cobweb, or they have submitted their very will and sworn their allegiance to unseen masters in the depths. And this is Battle of the Valley of Fire by Lura Saldori. Argon was knocked flat. He lay gasping, arms spread, a lump of rage rising in his throat. He remembered his dream. Black soil, red ravens in the empty sky, their coarse croaks ringing in his ears as like a taunt. Coral would never take Rustland, never. Aldori sprang to his feet, as if the blood-soaked soil was driving him forward. With a cry of rage, the Sword Lord rushed into battle. The sky turned scarlet with blood as he furiously chopped off his enemies' heads. The scarlet horizon drew closer, and its roar nearly drowned out the sound of battle. Argon looked to the sky, and a fiery blast descended upon him. There were no ravens that circled above him. The fearsome breath of the red dragon of coral melted the soldier's armour and turned living flesh to ash. That's not nice. What's from this one? Prodigal Sons and Guide for Travellers. Prodigal Sons, it's done, I said. Milliken studied me with narrowed eyes. You look awfully clean, he said. Where's the knife? In answer, the first shouts went up from the inn. Fire! Screamed Dilna, and then other voices joined hers. In an instant, Milliken's entrepreneurial instincts took over, and he sprang for the door, tossing the crossbow aside. Outside, the roof of the inn was already smoking oily black against the sunset flame licking through the thatching in places. With a scream of pain, Milliken ran for the creek. I looked to Fargus. Needing no further cue, we each grabbed up armfuls of supplies and sprinted off into the opposite direction. After 10 minutes of leaped brambles and ducked branches, we stopped to catch our breath. Back to where we'd come, the smoke was still visible, though the sounds had faded to just the faint and frantic pealing of a church bell. That was close, Fargus said, leaning against a tree and breathing hard. Agreed, I puffed, staring down at the cloak full of bread that now made up our sole possessions. Then the sound of the bell reminded me of something. About what you said back there, I said. You said chilling. I thought you were a priest of Desna, Fargus grunted. A man's face is a personal thing, he said, tying up his cloak. Now shut up and keep running. And we did. Guide for Travellers, Hunters and Explorers of the River Kingdoms. Volume 5, Monsters and Beasts. Will-o-wisp, an amusing glowing ball which looks harmless and doesn't arouse any natural suspicion. Pretends to be a guiding light in the marshes, but leads travellers to certain death. The agonizing fear of their victims is this monster's nourishing dinner. If you manage to resist their tricks, make sure you have some lightning protection. The monster shocks any visitor it fails to lure into terror. Werewolf. Werewolves prepare to hunt in groups and attack lone travellers. It's entirely possible that a Vizian camp or troop could turn into a pack of bloodthirsty lycanthropes under cover of darkness. Ordinary weapons stand little chance against them, but a silver blade greatly increases your chance of survival. Primals, powerful creatures of the primal realm, occasionally visit this world for amusement. It's best to stay out of a primal's way. Don't fight it. It's extremely dangerous. But if a life is at stake, resort to Cold Steel. And we have a couple of other shelves. Do we have more to read? Yes. The Notes of Travelling Priest Ilthuliak by Tyrene Dean. Imagine this, a girl, whose name I shall not disclose, comes to town and immediately purchases the most expensive suburban villa. This newcomer spends unfathomable amounts on charity, even returning several tragically perished citizens to life at her own expense. She's very young. Her rough speech and manners indicate that she's not of noble birth. This leaves the whole town wondering, how did this young lady come into possession of such a huge fortune? And why does she spend it so eagerly? Those secrets were revealed to me when I was invited to the mysterious girl's house to provide healing services. The young lady reluctantly displayed something she'd been hiding from everyone. Terrible acid burns. She forestalled any questions with a single word. Ilthuliak. The monstrous black dragon's name was well known in the River Kingdoms. She'd lived in the region for hundreds of years, inspiring terror and emptying settlements. Many experienced dragon hunters attempted to put a stop to her, and all perished. No one knows where the Ilthuliak's lair was, or where she would strike next. The wounds Ilthuliak's acid breath left on my patient's body were terrible, but her soul was much, much worse. Or hurt much worse. The girl and her friends had found the lair of the dragon. They could have gathered hunters to destroy the monster, but they instead kept silent in search of the prophet. When the lair mistress was absent, they would carry treasure out, little by little. Ultilia suspected something was happening, so she set an ambush for the thieves, and they were dealt with cruelly. My patient pretended to be dead, surviving while the dragon devoured the bodies of her friends. She had much gold left at her disposal, but it came with a burden of memories that recalled devastated cities and countless people burned by acid. Unable to tolerate the guilt, the girl tried to atone for her ill-gotten gains with good deeds. I was able to heal her physical wounds. When we parted, she told me she planned to spend the rest of her wealth organising an expedition to Ulthuliak's lair to end the beast. I recently heard rumour that the villa has been abandoned for quite some time now. It's possible the owner left for the other lands, but my heart tells me her bones lie in the lair of Ulthuliak, that winged terror and plague to the River Kingdoms. And then we have Fairy Tales of Aviston. A long, long time ago, in a time before remembering, there was a furious god named Rovagug, a terrible giant worm with 1,000 teeth and claws. He devoured every world in his path, one after another. But the great gods were displeased with the beast, and delivered unto Rovagug their scourge. Many laid down their feuds to combine forces. Mighty Torag, brilliant Sarenrae, vicious Asmodeus, crafty Calistria, cold-blooded Phrasma, and many, many others. Together they faced Rovagug as he arrived to swallow Golarion. The goddess of the sun, Sarenrae, forbade Rovagug's death, and so the gods imprisoned the fiend deep in the ground, shackled and sleeping. Asmodeus himself would keep the keys to his bonds. The terrible monster remains there still, asleep in his prison. Whenever Rovagug rolls over in his sleep and scratches his back against his prison walls, the earth trembles and volcanoes spit fire. Another book. Certainly a lot to learn in this library, isn't there? Adventures of a Fearless Crusader, Briggy, the Sausage Maker, by Barthomel from Pitax, the Sharp Wound Publishing Company. For dinner, the wounded was served cabbage soup. This didn't surprise them in the slightest. They'd had the same dish for dinner for a week. The hospital residents used to be lucky enough to get potatoes, and even turnips sometimes. But about a month ago, the Knights of the Order of Thrice, Holy Shining Sun, and Dissipating Darkness scimitar of our beloved goddess Sarenrae, accidentally shot a catapult the wrong direction, and annihilated the cart of the farmer who supplied the hospital with these vegetable delicacies. Ever since, the wounded had only had cabbage soup for dinner, occasionally with a bit of protein when the old cockroach crawled into the pot. After enjoying their delightful meal, the wounded stuffed their smoking pipes with something which rather more resembled hay than tobacco. Their bad habits demanded the inhalation of some smoke or other after mealtime. But with these practical matters happily resolved, they fell to talking. "Which demon do you think the most dangerous?" asked Wuzlik, the spearman, scratching the stub of his leg with the stub of his arm. "I think it's Abricandelus. Those monsters are cunning and sneaky, almost like Varisians. And their teeth are even sharper. Look." He illustrated his point for his comrades by holding up his remaining fingers. 2.5 of them. "It depends on the way you look at it," answered Gregory the artillerist. Though she could hardly look at it at all, her eyes were covered with bandages. "Your Abricandelos are easy pickings, but Balos are a different thing. He hits you with his whip, and your eyes pop out." She waved a pipe energetically, casting its contents into Wuzlik's face, while the latter was coughing and brushing himself off. Briggy joined the conversation. "Balos and Bricandelos, all right, I suppose, but I'd have to say there isn't a demon in the world scarier than a regular louse. Of course, the other demons can teleport places, but the louse doesn't even need to do that." Wherever you look, he's already there. Sorry about that. Then he stuck his hand under his shirt, pulled out the subject of his speech, and somewhere in his armpit, and demonstrated it to his friends. You can run away from a big demon with a whip, but who can run away from lice? They sting everyone, from the foot soldier to the general. Even the Queen herself isn't immune. Now, you might say it doesn't do much harm. After all, how much blood can one louse drink? But I'm telling you, think how much soldiers' blood they've drunk altogether. It's got to be a whole sea, wouldn't you think? More than all the demons in the abyss. And if anyone tells me a louse isn't a demon, then ha-ha to them. Could a monster like that come from anywhere beside the abyss? Well, it's a thought, I suppose. And the last two, I guess. Shadows of Absalom by Pax Grumatra. Ranquant peeped through a slit in the window shutter. The visitor was staggering at the porch. Duan had promised himself many centuries ago that he'd never have to deal with halflings again. After the case of the clockwork head, even the bleaching is better than some adventurers. However, there was something disturbing in the visitor's appearance. Something was wrong. What do you say, Kexy? His assistant sat at the next window, with yarn and knitting needle in her hands. Look at his clothes, the second hand, he's a hobo. He is, but you're not quite right. Look at his feet. Kexy looked, trying to make out at least something in faint light of the lantern above the door. Are those? He was shackled? Rather than answering, the gnome stepped through the door. We shall need a doctor. As if to prove his words, the guest faltered and collapsed on his knees, and fell headfirst into the doorstep. Ouch. And 1,000 revolutions. For the third night in a row, I've dreamt of grey gardeners knocking at my door. I cannot believe it is my turn to be cut down by a blade washed in the blood of 1,000 revolutions, as a wave of popular outrage washes over me, as my head tumbles down the steps of the scaffold. We take the sword, and by it we all perish. Once we struck down the imperial scum, but now it is we who must face the blade. The insurgent beast called revolution will never be sated. It needs new victims. This time it's my comrades and I. The cruelty of the hoarders in power echoes the cruelty of the paupers, now intoxicated by their own freedom. We want change? Well, here it is. This is a country now of mad fanatics, fighting their treacherous past every day. Former friends are today's foes. My workshop has been converted into a secret headquarters. If I could do it all over again, I would repair my easel and refrain from the cause that has sent me down this path. Yeah, some revolutions are like that. Let's have a look out here.
Without a doubt.
Now, what is that?
That would be a trap.
I am helpful, am I not?
Sophisticated instruments of torture. The purpose of some of them could... Yeah, that goes a bit beyond a bit of kink play, August. Got a bit of a dirty side here, don't you?
Where I can.
Forwards.
I'll hit
Did we
you!
find trouble? No, they did.
Down. Locked. Let's see what we can do here.
Not this time. This one was beyond me.
Try again.
Not this time.
Alright, we screwed that one up. Never mind.
We march ahead.
That one's jammed.
I don't tolerate threats.
That's one down. Almost got him. There we go.
Our path leads on.
More of that magical stuff, whatever it is. Anything through that door? Door is locked by some unusual magical means. Oh dear.
I will guide us.
We've gone a fair distance, so let's save.
You won't stop us.
The heartbeat quickens.
Kneel!
So this is how it feels.
She's down again. There we go. Right, get some healing on.
Without a doubt.
Let me draw the first blood. You are today's sacrifice!
Ah.
Just sit here. Don't worry.
I'm sorry I have to do this. Stand down.
Try and put one of them to sleep.
Go for their hearts!
Oh, I didn't see you there.
Endure this!
Ouch.
Away, you rascal! This pain is excruciating.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
I'll cut you wide open!
Make every strike count.
Just the one now. Got him. Oh, there's another as well. There you go. Got them all.
We'll make things right.
Bit of loot.
Can't hide from me.
Something in there. Alright. You definitely need some health. Likewise. Let's drop some armor because we're overburdened.
Forwards.
This is a bit rough here, so I see you. Let's get out.
We march ahead.
Now we need to think about. Well, you can put that on for a start.
Our time has come.
Now you.
A simple smile goes a long way. Your time is over. They choose to stand against me.
There.
Into the fray!
There's another one there. Let's see if we can put you down. We did.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Cambion coming in.
We shall overcome.
The spirits demand your blood. This cannot be happening.
Pardon late candle, you got in the way. That's one. Can you put that one down? Yes.
You won't survive me.
That's good.
Do not hold back.
You are today's sacrifice.
I don't think we can hit that like that now. Can we? Oh, yes, we can. Can you sleep them as well? Nope.
Enjoy this!
Strike as one.
Go for their hearts!
It's almost down.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
That's gonna run.
Surrender or else.
Make every strike count.
Attack! I'll cut you wide open.
Almost down.
The light, take you.
Too late for apologies.
You've crossed the wrong model.
9, and that one's down. I think we can just take it on to auto now.
This will leave a bruise.
We got him.
Our path leads on.
Okay. Yeah, I've got a thing here.
I am helpful, am I not?
We've got some kind of bow. It's a short bow. You're a long bow. You can be a short bow. And we're back. Took a little break to deal with some real life. We are back in action. We've got a short bow for Ember now. And it's time to summon Horgus. Dangerous pass, now you can signal Horgus. The mansion is clear. You're alive. Fine work. I know. My secret door remains unopened. Oh, good. Fantastic. I wasn't too late. If you follow me... Family secret's about to reveal. It's so thrilling. Let's go around this way. Apparently Lan found a secret door. Does it matter that we had already found it? Oh, she's on Greece, that's why. She'll be up.
I hope you appreciate this.
Let's see what we just found. Breastplate +1, level, it's 7, it's enhancement +1, 3 max dexterity. Yeah, you're wearing what, 10? 9. So you don't want that. You've got 5 max dexterity, you've got 5 dexterity, you've got 3. You can... Oh yeah, you're a druid now, you can wear stuff like this, can't you? Which means that's useless to you. But it's not useless to you, is it? Oh, because you've got mage armor on, which is fine. It means you've got that covering you when you don't have mage armor on.
Without a doubt.
The painting depicts a thin, blonde boy with sickly pale skin. The caption reads Horgus Worm, 9 years age. Okay. He's changed. A happy family of Horgus, an unknown half-elf, and their dark-haired young daughter. The painting has captured Horgus, Worm, Iris, and Camellia. Camellia! You didn't tell me you were Horgus' child. Begs the question of who all that kink stuff is for, and the torture stuff. It's either kinks and the other torture, or vice versa. The paintings are right where I left them. Very good, Horgus Worm. Thank you for your help. There's something off about the paintings in front of you. The blonde-haired boy in Gwyrm family colours doesn't look like August in the least. Well, I mean, he's a lot older now. A lot older. He was 9 years old. I mean, I don't look like I looked at 9 years old. Come on. Family portrait depicts August alongside an unknown half-elf woman, a little girl who bears striking resemblance to Camellia. Apparently he's named that. Who's that in the paintings then, August? So you've noticed. It seems there's no point in hiding it anymore. August is silent a few moments, then sighs and presses his lips into a hard line. Let's see. I have two secrets. Camellia is in fact my daughter, and I'm not the real August Gwyrm. Camelia's your daughter? Yes, legitimate, that is to say. August's cheeks redden. She has resided in this house since birth. The staff thought it was a niece or a daughter of a friend who died in the Crusades. I never disabused them of that notion. Her mother Iris was a half-elf of humble origins. She worked in the gardens here. I wanted to unite the Gwyrm family with another noble line. And the Gwyrm name could not be permitted to mix with commoners and thereby plunge into insignificance. Iris did not protest, and we successfully hid our connection. And when Camellia was born, I did not claim her as my own. As far as Mendev knows, Camellia is the daughter of a Gwyrm family servant who died over 10 years ago. And before you start telling me what a terrible father I am, I want to tell you something. My daughter wanted for nothing. All of her whims were fulfilled as quickly as they arose. I hired the best teachers and bought her the best books. She always ate well and had warm clothes. Isn't that what a parent does? That and more, but you've discovered my most terrible secret. Father cares so much about the Gwyrm name that he raised me in our mansion, hiding me away from the whole world. I'll always be grateful to my father for everything he's done for me, even if Mendev Society disapproves of some of his decisions. Then that's between you two, no question. Would it be insolent of me to beg your discretion regarding what you know about us? Yep, it's your business, not mine, Camellia. You do what you want. A hint of a smile plays on Camelia's mouth. Please accept my humblest thanks. I don't think there's anything humble about you. August casts a wary look at her, but remains silent. So you're not August Gwyrm? My real name is Darian Witt. My parents were the servants of the real Gwyrms at their mansion on the eastern edge of Mendev. The Gwyrms are generous and noble, but short-sighted. They burned through most of their fortune on charity. When instead they should have taken better care of the mansion. When I was 10 or so, I used to play in the garden with the real August Gwyrm, who was just my age. I have no idea where the demons came from. August ran to the mansion and I bolted in the opposite direction. He was captured and killed and I wasn't. August shrugs apologetically. Crusaders came from the nearest city to aid us, but I was the only one who survived. They asked me my name and I said it was August Gwyrm. That's the whole story. Such a heart-wrenching tale. It never fails to bring tears to my eye. You are in no position to judge me, Camellia. August's hands curl into fists, but his voice sounds more tired than that. Wait. We aren't aware of her having done anything, but given we found kink equipment and torture equipment, if he says she's in no position to judge him, I'm thinking it might be her that's the nastier of the two. You're right, I'm not. You're just a scared child. I've nothing but sympathy for you. Besides, your lies didn't hurt anyone. August seemed surprised, as if he'd been expecting a much stronger reaction. Never mind. I'd only like to assure you that your claim about not hurting anyone is absolutely correct. The vast portion of the Gwyrms had no rightful heirs. If there had been any heirs, I would most definitely have transferred ownership to them. You may have done, I don't know. I can't speak to that. You committed a crime, and since then you have tried to atone, but let me guess, no matter how much you do, the guilt stays with you, right? It's true. How do you know this? I also made a mistake as a child. Mine was much more serious than yours, in deed and consequence. Many years passed before I learned to be at peace with it, so I'm in no position to judge you. It's difficult for me to speak openly about secrets which I've kept all these years. I've been a hostage to them my entire life, strange as that sounds. What are you planning to do now? His business is his business. I don't want to know what it's like to live under someone else's name. Well, first and foremost, I shall reward you handsomely for your help. And then I shall burn the portraits. I've kept them all these years out of misplaced sentiment, but they serve no purpose now. My ravaged home will likely be picked to the bone, and this secret room will inevitably be discovered. I don't want these paintings to be seen by anyone else. No problem. Well, you certainly earned your payment. Here it is. It was a pleasure doing business with you. August is silent for a while. Camellia, I can tell from your face that you're enjoying fighting demons with this worthy party. I only ask one thing. Are you certain? Camellia doesn't answer, but looks to August with a half smile lingering on her lips. Well then, clearly, I can no longer keep you safe. Our house is destroyed, our servants scattered or dead. August stares into his daughter's face, as though he's seeking the answer to an unasked question. Then he turns his attention to you. But now, follow me. We'll make sure no one ever discovers the secret of August Guerm. Alright. And any other paintings in the house, I guess, get left. 4,094 left for the next level, for level 5. Scorched frames and burned canvas. No one will ever know what these paintings showed. And with that, I guess we're out. Oh.
Together we stand.
There we are. Oh yeah, that's what we smashed, isn't it? We might as well go pick stuff up, see if we can trade the trash that's left. Because we smashed the lock, unfortunately.
Thanks, Lan. You're so awesome, Lan.
Get a few coins for it. Shame we didn't get whatever it was, though. Right, so Duran and August Worm have been dealt with. Their mansions freed from demonic involvement. I think it's time to go back to Market Square. I think we should drop that armour. If we're not going to wear it, we can pick it up on the way out.
We march
Now we've
ahead.
been through here. There's this church-looking building up here, wasn't there?
Our
Let's
path
check the
leads
grass
on.
around it first.
There's something over there.
And a bit of wine. Secret stash for the priest, I guess. What's this? Hear me, take heed. The hordes of the abyss. The wardstone is their target. They must not be allowed to capture it. The consequences will be disastrous. See, the hordes of the abyss march on Kenabres.
I will guide us.
Oh, Remian. The golden curled Asmar greets you with a graceful bow. So you found me. I have nowhere else to run. I'm at your mercy. Kill me if you wish, but I ask you to hear me out first. Did you really know about the demon attack before it happened? I did. We have a secret ally in the enemy's ranks. No one knows who this brave soul is, but she's been feeding us information about the demon's plans. These dispatches have come to us by the most reliable channel bestowed upon us by the great dreamer herself. They have come to us in dreams. Prelate Holram brushed them off as meaningless rivalries. And well, I admit that it isn't always easy to distinguish analysed messages from ordinary dreams. But even ordinary dreams are gifts from Dresner, and are always worthy of attention. The prelate, and all the crusade leaders, for that matter, should have put less store in reason, and more in intuition, inspiration, and spontaneity. What's more, not long before the attack on the city, a blind elf who called himself the Storyteller arrived in Kenabres. Yeah, I've met him, I've talked to him. This wanderer wasn't merely a collector of legends, but a scholar of the unknown. According to him, the wardstone in our city, the first and foremost among the chain of wardstones, weakened since long ago, was teetering on the brink of corruption. It seems that the Red Morning Massacre and other demon attacks, even the ones we fended off, did not leave us unscathed. Unfortunately, the prelate did not wish to listen to the storyteller either. We're lucky he wasn't burnt at the stake as a heretic. We'd such vital information on our hands, information that could have saved the city, but no one cared to listen, all the way to the catastrophic end. Not all dreams have benign origins. What if the dreams are sent by demons? In a different time and place, someone perhaps could become a victim of a false dream sent by monsters. But here, in the war with the Abyss, the goddesses keep a close eye on her most faithful followers. I have no doubt that if a demon tried to intrude upon the dreams of any of us, Desna's punishment would have been swift. Really? Possible, I suppose. So why are you and Holram feuding? Oh, I'm not feuding with him. I sincerely wish him only the best for the man. In an ideal world, he'd be far away from the front lines, enjoying a peaceful retirement. But even if that isn't possible, I've always tried to help him fulfill his mission he has taken upon himself, and to which he's proved fatally ill-suited. Protecting Kenabres against the demons. Unfortunately, he's convinced that the followers of Desna are heretics and saboteurs. He refuses to listen to me, and it was only the knightly orders that deterred him from including us in his witch hunt. Yeah, I know about his witch hunt. Now there is clearly no one left to stand in his way. He's finally free to get rid of us once and for all. Tell me about the rituals that were performed on the Hordestone. Remian looked slightly abashed. When my attempts to open up Holron's eyes ended in failure, a few of my young adepts resolved to take matters in their own hands. They did not consult me before doing so, but I have never demanded iron discipline of my priests. Army commanders may have subordinates, but I have pupils and fellow worshippers. I can only inspire them, I cannot command them, and it seems they were inspired all on their own. In other words, you get to preach whatever you want, and then you don't have to take any responsibility for your flock. You've really got it made. They're not slaves of Islam. Did Sul have responsibility for Wendoag? For pity's sake, how can I be held responsible for the actions of others? These are not children we are discussing here. They are grown adults endowed with their own free will. Praise the goddess. Of course, we all help one another, but in the final reckoning, each of us decides how we will act, and each must answer for their choices. They had no evil intent. They only wished to access the Wardstone in secret and try to cleanse it. But to Holrun, this became a form of suspect ritual after hearing even more suspect voices in their dream. The children wanted to save the city, but the Inquisitors detained them and almost killed them. I had to intervene. I used my authority and the power of a cleric to give them a chance to flee. If they hadn't got away, they were destined for a cell in a prelate's dungeon, and quite likely death. Why haven't you left this place somewhere safer? Because people might need help, and they will come to the temple in search of a priest. I will not hide away in a hole, saving my own neck, while Kenabres is full of people suffering in the wake of the demon's attack. Is there any chance you can resolve your conflict? I don't know. Holden's faith is truly formidable. Not only his faith in the Almighty, but in his own infallibility. In other words, he's as hard-headed as a rock troll. But even so, Desna teaches us never to lose hope. Talk to him. Try to explain that we're fighting on the same side. If he attacks you, disarm him. Bind his hands. But I beg you, if at all possible, don't kill him. Alright, I have to go. I'm not going to report you to him. Wait, 3 of my adepts are hiding somewhere in the ruins of the city. The ones the Inquisitors wrongly accused of treason. I beg you, find them and protect them against the demons and vigilantes like Holron. They will not rest until they find them. If there's anything else you can do to save Kenabres, please do it. Well. Ilkers. Stranger, wait! You spared Ramian despite what the Mad Inquisitor told you. The young voice comes from nowhere. Oh, hang on, I forgot to remove the spell. I hope Holrun's dogs aren't lurking nearby. A pale youth materializes before you. His face looks haggard from lack of sleep, but he is clearly pleased to be speaking to someone. So you're one of the Desna adepts that tried to break into the Wardstone? Yes, I am. Elkes, cleric of Desna. I'm one of the people who answered the call of the voice in dreams. Some unknown person made contact with us through our dreams, telling us about the demons' plans. We learned that the demons were planning to attack Kenabres and do something terrible to our Wardstone, which already carries a taint of corruption. Prelate Holron refused to heed our warnings. We had to make a choice. We could either throw up our hands and pull back, or take action, even though it could cost us our lives. But what heartless person could stand by in the face of such a threat? What were we planning to do to the Wardstone? The young man hesitates. Our plan was to get to it and then follow our instincts. There were 3 of us, a cleric, a mage and a bard. Between us, we knew a lot. We're capable of a great deal. If we'd had enough time, I'm sure we could have figured out what's wrong with the Wardstone and how to heal it, but they didn't give us time. Yes, the local commanders got roped into dealing with this. Some idiot kids trying to break into the Wardstone, apparently some of ours. But who even knows these days? Sheila sighed. I know there's no evil in you, I can sense that. But what you did was so stupid and impulsive. Someone could have got hurt, I know from experience. Yeah, well, people did get hurt, and nobody was doing anything to stop it, Sealer. I hear you, but you need to think about the context here. So you lot decided that you needed to do something right away. So you did something right away. Great work, Lan. You were pushing to come up when everyone else said you should stay. You were impetuous, calling assault. How did you even come up with such a plan? How could we not come up with that plan? You sense the young man's temper rising. Listen, Desna is a goddess of luck, but luck as many lay people would understand it, and luck as we, the followers of the music of the sphere, see it, are far from the same thing. Other people believe that luck is something good that falls into your lap just because, like a generous but unearned reward. We see luck as a fundamental law of creation, according to which, even in the darkest hour of the most hopeless situation, a chance of rescue and change, the better, can arise. But you've got to seize this chance when it presents itself, or better yet, create your own. Followers of Desna are not people who like idleness and inaction. That's why, when Kenabres was in trouble, we did as our goddess taught us. We took matters into our own hands and tried in a moment of desperation to pluck our chance from the hands of fate itself. You're trying to help. Can they punish you if you were trying to help? Is that allowed? Yeah, it is. Sometimes it's even necessary. How could a zealot like Holron become the respected defender of Kenabres? His faith is strong, incredibly strong. The people of the city have seen him fighting on the front lines time after time. I myself remember feeling dumbstruck the first time I saw that gruff old man slaying demons in a fit of righteous fury. The people living on the edge of the abyss need protecting more than anything else, and that's why they're prepared to forgive their protector almost anything, even prejudice, paranoia, and the death of innocents. Also, Holron hasn't been as brutal as he used to be for a long time. He has his loyal right-hand man, Leotar, known as Hawkblade. He's a witch hunter too, but a good deal more rational and even-tempered. Holron trusts him completely, and Leotar always conducts a thorough investigation before dragging a victim into the fire. It's our bad luck that Leotar left Kenabres in pursuit of some particularly vicious hags 2 weeks before the attack. If he were here, he wouldn't have let Holron attack Ramian. On the other hand, if he were here, we wouldn't have escaped after trying to get to the Wardstone. We'd all be in a cell by now. What are your fellow worshippers, and how many are there? Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know where they are. We split up to confuse the Inquisitors who are chasing us. Whose voice have you been hearing in your dreams? Nobody knows what it is, but everyone has heard it. Who has heard it? Heard her, I should say. Is convinced that she's good and pure soul chosen by Desna. We had a choice. We could trust her, accept that we have an ally somewhere who isn't afraid of all the armies of the Abyss, or we could drown in suspicions and get one step closer to becoming just like Holron. We decided to trust the voice, and seeing Kenabres devastated, which is what our unknown ally tried to prevent, until the very end, I can see now who had the truth on their side. Do you need any help? Desna teaches us to trust in last-ditch chances. Listen, my friends have called her. I've seen her. She's at Darren's house. And Thorl the Wallflower. Her anchor is an amazing singer. Yeah. And a truly beautiful girl. She has plenty of friends and fans. She's probably blended into a crowd somewhere. Wallflower is a mage, but I don't think he'll risk me using magic. It will only bring the Inquisitors down on him. He'll be harder to find. You'd better find a ranker first. She might know where Wallflower is. Please, find them and protect them against the demons and the Inquisitors. I'll wait news in the Goddess's temple. I hope our mysterious helper will send us a new message that will reveal what is to come. Right, I have to go. I already know where a ranker is. But first, let's go down and talk to Ramian. Not Ramian, Holron.
Save the last one for me.
Uh-oh.
I'll hit you!
These people were not killed by demons. Still hearing mice. The mortal wounds were inflicted by ordinary weapons.
Without a doubt.
Nothing else over there. See if he's got Whitworth of sense in him. The Inquisitor gives you an appraising look. Well, what brings you to me? I talked to Remy and he's not your enemy. He only wants what's good for Kenabres. The Inquisitor gives you a blank look. I would consider these words an admission of treason from anyone else. But I don't wish to draw my weapon against the one who has heaven's gift. And I won't, as long as you don't do anything worse than conniving with that rabble-rouser, Remian. I won't ask you again to kill the rabble-rouser, but as soon as we liberate the city from the demons, my faithful will hunt him down. Alright. We're now at 3356 needed. You should let him know that he's not going to listen. I managed to calm Hullrun down a little bit, but he's still hell-bent on driving you out of the city once a demon attack has been repelled. Damien's head lows. Suppose I should be pleased, but the idiocy, the injustice of it all, it makes my blood boil. I'll leave Kenabres, not before we fight off the demons. No matter what happens, I thank you. At the best Terabade of the Eagle Watch is gathering survivors in the Defender's Heart. You'd be very useful there. Commander Terabade. I do not know her personally, but her wife, Anivia, is a regular worshipper at our temple. I'd be glad to aid in this fight. Time to go. Got a new cat, a new pet, anyway, tiger. I think it's a cat, isn't it? Can I see that running around? Yep, no, I've got one. You don't. What does it give us? Perception and law check, law nature. You don't have law nature. What do you have? What are you doing for us? Oh yeah, that's not. You've got one already, don't you? You're doing those. Alright, there's not really anyone it needs to go to. So it can go to her.
Rely on me.
Did we step on their toes as well?
So this is how it feels.
Not one of these buggers.
So this is how it feels. So this is how it feels. So this is how it feels.
Right, they got hurt bad. Need to get them healthy again.
Forwards.
I am helpful, am I not?
Yeah, but you do go on about it, don't you? What's in the house here?
I found
Nope,
something.
you got a trap.
We march ahead.
I am helpful, am I not?
You are. At least at the moment. Let's see what we got down here now. Oh, the book must have been one we already have. A journal about an experiment. Experiment day 1. Today I was able to catch a quasit. Aurora may be my witness. It wasn't easy. Considering my humble physical condition, Locally, it was a scrawny specimen, about 7 pounds and a wingspan about 2 and 1/3 feet. When it awoke, the quasit first tried to attack me, and then ruined my clothes with its caustic saliva. Experiment Day 3. I have begun my linguistics research. My goal is to study the language of quasits. I'm quite convinced that they have their own dialect. Through understanding of their speech, I'll be able to understand the way of thinking, and convince them to rebel against their lord's tyranny. A revolution will roll through the abyss, and even the powerless will rebel against their oppressors. I'm sure that Everbloom Milani will not refuse her patronage, even to such creatures as these, if they would break free of their chains of slavery. Unfortunately, progress is thus far insignificant. I've been able to catalogue only 2 words, which I suspect mean rend and carrion. The quasit formed both words quite vividly when commenting on my person. While I was entering the record, the quasit managed to steal my watch and throw it into the chamber pot. Judging by its spiteful giggling, he's quite delighted with his little joke, and despite his naughty trick, I'm somewhat glad. Jokes and pranks are part of a cognitive communication, which I fully intend to establish with the specimen. I grow more and more convinced that I made the right decision in leaving Absalom and Foray Logos, the so-called wise house, more like narrow-minded fools stuck in the past under the sway of their ringleader and chatterbox, the fool of fools, Jubilost and Arthropple. They've never appreciated the progressive nature of my theories. Experiment Day 4. Today, the quasit almost bit my nose off while I fed him. In response to my shame, I beat him with a wand. Such behaviour toward a sentient being is unacceptable, and I repent deeply. I've also run out of meat. The specimen and I will have to make do with porridge and soup. Experiment Day 6. It's been 3 days since the specimen switched to a vegetarian diet. At first, the quasit refused to eat plant-based food, but then he ate some cabbage soup and poked at the porridge with his claw. His face looked so tragic. Experiment Day 7. The specimen has completely lost all sign of aggression. At dawn, I was awoken by his moaning. The quasit has rolled up in a ball in the corner, whimpering. Despite his dangerous appearance, it's quite impossible not to feel compassion towards the poor creature. I had to take prompt measures to give the specimen a laxative potion. The quasit now reacts to me with confusion and fear, but at least it's not suffering anymore. His gastrointestinal tract must have reacted unhappily to the unfamiliar diet. Experiment Day 10. What a great day. The switch to a completely plant-based diet is complete. The theory that quasits can only eat meat and carrion has been disproven. My eternal opponent, Sir Jubilost, will just have to go drown himself in a river. The quasit has become peaceful and easygoing. He no longer tries to eat my boots or the feet inside them. The specimen's behaviour has been gentle and friendly. He shows some interest in ball games and physical exercise. I have named him Pecker. Today, he initiated communication, an attempt to explain a new word to me. By all evidence, he was making up the word during the communication process, for there has never been any such word in the quasit language. The meaning, as I understand it, is safety, comfort and calm. I see no further need to keep Pecker in his chain. The experiment has convinced me that the vicious and evil traits attributed to quasits are acquired habits, not natural or inherent to their nature. Over these days, I really have grown fond of him, and by all evidence, Pecker likes me too. He's gotten used to napping on my knee while writing my observations in my journal. Maybe someday this quasit will become my familiar, or your killer. The current stage of the experiment is complete. Pecker and I are soon off to Absalom to present our findings before the professors at Foray Logos and become a scientific sensation. On our way, we may make a small detour to Avistan so that Pecker will have a chance to better adapt to civilization. I hope the little trickster enjoys the journey. Yeah, I hope he doesn't enjoy it too much, if you know what I mean. All right.
Our path leads on.
Stairs down to the basement.
I will guide us.
These fighters must have been caught off guard. They died before they could even draw their weapons. Their bodies are covered in thin layer of ice that is slowly melting. And we got 2 spells there, Fairy Fire and See Invisibility. Can any of us use See Invisibility? Because I think that might be a useful thing to have. You can.
The heartbeat quickens.
Right, what do we have here? I think I'm gonna have to use these.
Go.
58 points left.
No glory without risk.
That's 46. Actually, no, I don't think I need to do that. We'll see.
You won't survive me.
Ooh, nice.
You offend me.
Another 2. It's down to 19. Didn't manage that.
We shall overcome.
Into the fray.
Endure this!
Got him. Didn't take a lot of damage either, though I have
Without
used
a
a number
doubt.
of spells.
Thanks, Lan. You're so awesome, Lan.
I hope you appreciate this.
Now, what do we have there? Wicked longbow. Well, you're using a longbow, but it's him. Let's take that off. And I can make that my longbow. Finian, give me a... no, my crossbow, rather. Light crossbow, heavy crossbow, there we are. Not much else there. Out we go. Now we took all them on. How are we doing over here? 3,116.
Well, this didn't go...
Someone
well.
ripped lumps of flesh from the bodies. Oh dear. We can go there later if we don't have another way there. Hang on.
I will fight.
Forwards.
There's someone there. Curl? Who are you? A short hooded figure is poking about some bodies lying in the middle of the street. The stranger drags the first body off the road, respectfully props it up against a wall, and places the corpse's hands on its chest. The figure then freezes as if hesitating, and you see him reach out his hand toward the beautiful gold amulet around the corpse's neck. He jerks his head back, hesitates, and then reaches out again. I can't criticise, we're taking things from corpses too. Hey, who are you and what are you doing here? The stranger almost jumps out of his skin, and the hood falls from his head. Under a mop of red curls, a round halfling face looks up at you. Oh, I thought you were demons. Good day, dear good lady. Sela's eyebrows lift in apparent surprise. Curl, is that you? The halfling looks at Sela and smiles broadly. Oh, Lady Sela, you're alive. Goodness me, that's the second bit of good news on an otherwise lousy day. What was the first bit of good news? Stick around and see for yourself. Do you know this person, Sela? Meet Rimby, better known as Curl. He hails from Kenabres, and he fights in the Condemned. Alongside Staunton, okay. He's one of a kind, a rogue with a heart of gold. Sela smiles, then adds a little more seriously, Curl, it's probably none of my business, but you should ask yourself if what you were about to do is right. The halfling's cheek flush, and he hides his hands behind his back. I just thought that it doesn't matter. Can you tell me anything useful about what's going on in the city? I'm afraid not, good lady. I just left the Defender's Heart. Before that, I was holed up in there, too scared to leave. Although, spending all that time under Commander Idabeth's nose sure was something. She's a strict one, and when she gets antsy. So what are you doing here, besides robbing corpses? No, the halfling protests. Rimby Curl may be a rogue, but he doesn't loot corpses. Why not? They're dead. I just need to get these poor lads' bodies off the road. My friends and I are on a terribly important mission, and we need to get through. He's interrupted by the sound of wheels rolling on the paving stones. A cart drawn by a sad little horse appears from around the corner. A pretty half-elf is driving it, and a young man in knight's armour is walking alongside. Even from a distance you can see his tanned face and his blue eyes shining brightly. The halfling straightens up. See? A terribly important and very heroic mission. My friends and I are saving a beer cart from the demons. As he speaks, the newcomers notice you, and the knight cries out in jubilation. Sela! I never thought I'd see you again. I thought you were headed to the main square, the centre of the demons' attack. The half-elf smiles warmly at Seela. Hey, friend. Glad to see you're all right. When we got separated by the crowd at the celebration, I knew right away that something was wrong. And when the demons appeared all of a sudden, I realized that was the reason why I had been so anxious. But I couldn't find you among the dead in the square, so I kept my hopes up. And I was proved right. Seela's face lights up with joy. So you're the other bit of good news Curl was talking about. You and Jenna are alive. Actually, by good news, I meant that we found the beer cart. Sir Elon and Jenna being alive amounts to a quarter of a bit of good news. Well, maybe half. Beer cart. How about sharing with us? I'm sure we could all do with a drink. The half-elf winks snakishly. Certainly, give me a flask, friend. And if you walk with us to the Defender's Heart, we can have a more thorough sampling of my spoils there. Of our spoils there. Despite the cheerful tone, she looks at you with anxious hope. Janna, there's no need. The heart is very close, and the three of us will be enough to fight off an attack from each one. Besides, our friend here surely has better things to do. More important things than carrying barrels of beer, I'll wager. Yeah, kinda. By the way, my name is Elan, Sir Elan of the Hound Hearts. I'm glad to meet someone who has survived this madness. You haven't told me how you know Seela. I'll save that story till we're all back at the Defender's Heart. You're going back there, aren't you? We'll have a reason to toast our spoils. Are you aware tonight? No, I'm not going to say that. I have to go. So long. We're sure to meet again, either in the city or at the Defender's Heart. Sure you will. Come to the tavern. We'll celebrate the valiant rescue of this barrel together. Give people a bit of comfort in a brew. Why not? Oh, demon. So sweet it is to kill. Well, that's not good. Ghouls! And they're ripping their former friend out. Mine.
The deed is done.
Grey hair, ashen skin. This person fell prey to an abasu. Actually, three of them. The demon sucks the very life. Yeah, we've heard them talking about hold on. And we just saw it for ourselves.
I am helpful, am I not?
Our path leads on.
What are you three doing back here?
Do not stand with me.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Okay. Just all zombies by the look of it. So, oh, nope, shadow.
The spirits demand your blood!
It's only one. He's got 19 left.
I'm down.
Oh, that was a zombie. I thought I was going for the shadow.
Make every strike count.
Well, we did some damage there. It's not the 7. Shadow's down. Zombies I can just take on. $3,847 left.
I have managed.
The dug up graves and other clues indicate that a necromancer has... Yeah, I kind of gathered that. Eight more. 6 more. Okay, it's not healing well there, but we'll deal with it. Now, Camellia doesn't really need a lot of strength. She's not a strength person, but we don't want her to go down to any more drains.
I will guide us. That is quite a discovery.
Throwing axe. Yeah, we're not going to use the javelin for you. We're going to give you the throwing axe. I don't think you'll ever use it, but if you need to fight from distance, you've got something now.
Without a doubt.
And I think that's where we'll leave it for today. I've gone around 3 hours, possibly more. So join us next time and we'll continue exploring Kenabres and see what else we can do. And of course, pop back and get a ranker. See you then.
Thanks for watching, for being around, for every message, reaction, all the joy we found. To the quiet, the loud, the sharp and the sly, you're the reason I'm leaving with my spirits high. So hit like, leave a word or tap that sub. If you laugh, cry to mock my stuff. Every click helps the channel grow and lets me keep on with the show.